Hi, it's Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Sunday, May 17th, 2026. It's a day where there's a whole lot of mind stuff going on. The sun today is at 26, moving to 27 degrees of practical, steady she goes, lover of the senses, earth sign Taurus. But the moon has now moved into the early and today is moving through the early and middle degrees of let's communicate and socialize and exercise our intellects, air sign Gemini. So we're here in the blue for air sign Gemini. Not only that, Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini and has also, during the pre-dawn hours, now moved into Gemini. 3:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time is when that occurs. 6:26 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 11:26 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So you have both the moon and Mercury in early Gemini today. That is a whole lot of mental chatter going on. Hopefully we are focused because we can have great ideas today. Now the moon in the early part of the day at 5 degrees of Gemini makes a harmonious flowing trine. Nice smooth angle to Pluto, the lord of concentrated power, at 5 degrees of Aquarius. That is a feel and think deeply kind of energy. So there's some passion possible there, but also some deep, good thinking. But it comes very early, so we might be dreaming of all of this. 4:01 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 7:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 12:01 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So if you're in Europe or parts east, you got to think deeply. Now there is Venus, the planet of love and affection, beauty, the arts, and general harmony in life, which is sitting at 28 degrees of Gemini, and today she makes a sextile, harmonious 60-degree angle to Chiron, called the wounded healer, at 28 degrees of Aries. And this is very good for healing a lot of old wounds. So, stuff comes up. So this is the type of day to handle it in a harmonious way. This is good. This is a nice healing energy. 11:04 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time is when that's exact. 2:04 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 7:04 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Shortly after that, the moon at 11 degrees of Gemini makes a harmonious 60-degree sextile to Saturn, the planet of discipline and structure. It's kind of do what you need to do, get serious about things kind of energy, but it's good for getting things done. 12:36 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 3:36 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 8:36 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Finally, in the evening, you remember that Mercury has just entered into Gemini. Well, in the evening, it's at 1 degree of Gemini and conjoins Uranus, the planet of sudden change and often chaos, freedom from the known, but also considered the higher octave of Mercury. In other words, this can be one brilliant-minded kind of energy, or you can just be totally off the wall and weird and just kind of breaking down. Take your pick. It isn't anything can happen kind of energy, especially on the mental level, but this is one of those eureka, I've got it kinds of energies if we use it well. That occurs at 5:10 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 8:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 1:10 a.m. tonight, Greenwich Mean Time. So a very interesting day. Try to stay focused today. A lot of mental activity. I'm Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, you can book it on my website, starpresence.net. From the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy today, no matter what.